Hey guys, it's me, Lewis, and today I've got Superior Spiderman number 2 for you. This is written by Dan Slott and drawn by Ryan Stegman. Now before we start, I want to clear up that when I say Ock, I'm referring to Peter Parker's body with Doc Ock in it, and when I say Peter, I'm referring to Peter Parker's ghost/spirit. As we begin, we see Spider-Man arriving at ESU, Empire State University, where he's being congratulated for returning stolen science equipment. He's congratulated by none other than J. Jonah Jameson. Jameson shakes Spidey's hand, and the whole time, Peter Parker's ghost is watching in disbelief. We then go to Mary Jane and Carly, two of Peter's ex-girlfriends, who both know that he's Spider-Man, who are talking about weird occurrences when MJ brings up that she and Peter might be getting back together. We then cut scenes again to later that day, where Doc Ock is meeting MJ for lunch in hopes of making a better life for himself, the whole time being followed by Peter Parker's ghost. Just as he arrives, he has to leave because a fire truck passes and he has to take care of some Spider-Man business. We cut scenes again to even later that day at Horizon Labs, where Ock is in his lab building tiny spider bots to patrol the city and warn him of danger. He creates one and commands the living brain, who has been reprogrammed, to construct 800 more. He then returns to his lunch date with MJ. He's talking to her, and she begins to notice that he's not acting himself. Peter's ghost is excited to hear that someone's finally noticing the differences, but Ock brushes it off and convinces her to go on a date with him. They go on 3 dates, and they all end with a kiss on the cheek for Ock, who is very disappointed. Then, on the 4th date, which is at Mary Jane's nightclub, Ock gets his spider sense, but instead of investigating, Ock takes MJ outside to go web swinging. Also, when Ock changes into Spider-Man, Peter Parker, his ghost, gets a Spider-Man costume too. Ock arrives at MJ's house, but when he goes to go in with her, she already has Carly over, so he heads out with another failure. Ock swings onto a building and realizes that he doesn't have to get with MJ because Peter was with her already, and he can just access Peter's memories of that. I am not making this up. Doc Ock actually wants to use his new body to remember times when Peter and MJ were intimate with each other. The next morning, he leaves the house with a smile on his face and a skip in his step. He arrives at work and gets an alert from one of the spider bots, which tells him that there's trouble in MJ's nightclub. At the club, we see 3 vultures, his henchmen, complete with flying suits, terrorizing the club. Ock changes into Spider-Man and begins swinging to the club, but on the way, he sees a man getting mugged, which he ignores because he has more important business to do. At the club, which was previously owned by the Vulture, the henchmen steal something from the wall, and one grabs Mary Jane. They go to fly away, and they drop Mary Jane to her death. Luckily, Spider-Man arrives just in time to make a web net under her and save her, but instead of going after the villains, he jumps down onto the web to talk to Mary Jane. MJ is thankful for being saved and goes in for a kiss, but Ock says no, saying that it's too dangerous for them to be together. With that, he swings away, with Peter's ghost shocked at him. We then go to MJ's apartment, where she's telling Carly about Peter acting different, and Carly remembers seeing Doc Ock's body before he died, and he told her that he was really Spider-Man in Doc Ock's body, which she didn't believe. She decides it's time to solve that mystery. Next issue, The Vulture. I love this issue. This book has great art and a great story to go with it. Ock's getting used to Peter's life, and it's great. The only problem that I have is the creepy Ock trying to get with MJ thing. Even though that doesn't even change my grade for this issue. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. See you next time for more confusing soul and body talk.